Michael. Michael. Why would you tell them I exist? They won't understand. They're ghost siblings. Listen to yourself. Stop. You're giving me a headache. Can you shut up for a second? No, I won't. Thank you. This is how I've been living my whole life. But you're probably wondering, what is this guy talking about? Who's he even talking to? Well, let me explain.
Hey, Mikey, what are you doing?
Just playing Xbox with Felipe before he leaves, Mom.
I didn't know you invited a friend.
Mom, he has been here for hours.
But where is he?
I will never forget the look in my mother's eyes when she saw her son playing with his invisible friend. I'm Colombian, so you can probably imagine what the reaction of my Colombian religious mother was.
Este niño está poseído.
This kid is possessed.
No, you're not.
Yes. My mom took me to the closest prize she could find, trying to figure out why her kid would talk to a wall.
Whoa, that was me.
She thought I could see ghosts or something, but hey, don't get me wrong, it would be a super cool power.
Yeah, it would.
But no, I can't see ghosts, sadly. My mom had no choice but to take me to the doctor, who told her I just had an imaginary friend.
No
It
way.
will disappear as the kids grow up, he said.
No, it won't.
Well, according to multiple studies, imaginary friends usually appear at the age of 3 and disappear when the kid is up to 9 years old. But mine
Is
did
that
not.
real?
At some point, the way my mom thought I was crazy made me actually believe I had some supernatural power. But again, I don't.
Yeah,
So,
you're just crazy, man.
if I can't see ghosts, and this is not an imaginary friend anymore, what is this? What is wrong with
What do
me?
you mean wrong?
I visited different psychologists and psychiatrists. I had multiple tests that I can't even remember their names. They even scanned my brain. And it seemed like they finally found my diagnosis. I have a schizoaffective disorder. This bad or good news really shocked me. I started spiraling into the darkest times of my life. But
You're soft.
why? I finally got to know what was wrong with me. Why should I be stressing about this? Well, this is why you're listening to this podcast right now. Society has a wrong picture of what is having schizophrenia. I also grew up thinking that schizophrenics are dangerous people, they're crazy and delusional. What am I supposed to do now? I am one of them now. Am I crazy? Well, the answer is no. I have lived that life just as you guys have. My imaginary friend faded away one day,
I'm still
but
here.
I can still hear him talking to me.
Here I am.
These voices that one day I thought were just intrusive thoughts, it was him. And nothing has happened. I'm not dangerous, I'm not crazy, and I'm not delusional.
No, you're not.
I'm just one more guy with a mental health condition living with it. The reason why I'm telling you all this is I want people to be aware of the damage they could provoke to people with mental health conditions. But for this, I needed to know, what do actually people think about people with my condition? I randomly chose college students from Miami-Dade College to find out what were their initial thoughts about schizophrenia and how they would describe someone with this condition.
They're nice. They might be going through something, so they might be a little crazy and OCD.
Delusional, imbalanced, and scared.
So, a lot of voices in their heads, I guess. Voices in heads, yeah.
An individual may be feeling scared, anxious, or worried.
Relate schizophrenia with is crazy, psychotic, and scary.
Then I asked these students what would they do if they were told that there is an schizophrenic student on campus.
I have realized that sometimes they may be a little dangerous to their environments if they do not take their meds.
I wouldn't really care, honestly. I don't know. This doesn't really affect me.
I don't personally mind if someone is schizophrenic and on campus, as long as they're not putting anyone in danger and, as long as they're not disrespecting or harming others.
If that person is not having any issues, I don't mind. What am I gonna do? Nothing. But then if I try to help the person and the person is being violent or the person wants to hit me, I would get out of the way.
I would be really scared, and I would probably call someone or call public safety because I would not feel safe.
But how would they know they were being interviewed by someone with a variation of schizophrenia? They could not tell, and that is my point. People unnecessarily segregate people with mental health conditions, classifying them wrongly due to pure ignorance. Have you ever taken the time to research these conditions? Well, let me make it easier for you. Here is some information that I could gather from Dr. Kimberly Kaufman.
Well, hi, I'm Dr. Kimberly Kaufman. I'm a psychology faculty member at Kendall campus. I've been at MDC full-time since 2012. My PhD is in psychology and law, so I'm not a clinical counselor. I am a research psychologist who's interested in psychology, law, and cognition. So individuals who are schizophrenic have what are called positive symptoms and negative symptoms. And their positive symptoms would just be more of those in relation to other individuals, or their negative symptoms would be less of those, like less affect, for instance, or less emotional expression. There is a stereotype about schizophrenia, or a couple of them actually. One, that people are often afraid of individuals who have schizophrenia, that they might be neurotic or violent. And actually, that would be, I guess you would say, one and not two. There are very rare cases in which someone is violent with schizophrenia, and there are other cases in which they're actually more passive. They're also try to avoid conflict, and they just want to be kind of in a comfortable, safe space.
A research study made in Istanbul, Turkey, found that people with certain mental health conditions are more likely to develop others, such as anxiety, depression, and poor social skills. Due to the isolation and bullying, people segregate and mistreat what they don't understand. This is proof of how social acceptance influences the development of an individual. I do not want anyone else to feel like I did. I felt rejected, and I felt like something was wrong with me my whole life. I invite whoever is listening to this, you probably know someone with a mental health condition. I invite you to support them, accept them, and encourage them, because isolating does everything but help. It seems like I'm running out of time. I appreciate you all who got to this point. People and the world need more nice human beings. Thank you for listening. My name is Michael, and I have an schizoaffective disorder.